I was watching that.
The world, I don't say exactly where yet.
So excited to get the second episode of Dinner with Bam, but if it means keeping will speak to me, it's got to be the Troy. What do you mean?
The Guys Huddle.
I mean, he. Welcome back to another episode of the Guys Huddle. Here with us today is, your boy Trey. How we doing?
I'm doing fantastic, man. How
Representing
are
the
you?
Guys Huddle today. I'm slacking. Don't tell me about it. I already know. We got Nick with us, also from the Guys Huddle, the wrestling show. How we doing?
What's going on?
Not a lot, man. Not a lot. It's been a great day, great end of the month. For those of you who don't know, most of us work in the sales department, so this is our, last day of rest here, as we would call it. We got a lot to talk about today. First off, I want to say NFL preseason's coming up, so we got lots to talk about there. We got contracts, we got fights, we got trade deadlines to talk about. First off, if you're watching the page and you don't follow it, you're slacking, man. We need those followers up. We're trying to get to 1,000. We're running some more contests. Also want to point out, August 24th, Thursday at 7 p.m., we'll be doing our live The Guys Huddle Fantasy Football Draft from... We need a drum roll. BW3s or Buffalo Wild Wings, or however you say it, however you want to call it. But like I said, got lots of fun things to talk about. Also, we got t-shirts, new t-shirts coming in. Some of you guys have seen them yesterday, and we
buy a
also got
shirt.
some more. Yes, buy a shirt. T-shirts are $20. We're still trying to get prices on hoodies and all that and more. So, without further ado, Trey, you're going to get us started today.
Yeah, man, we're going to start off with the UFC fight night from last Saturday, man. It was a great card. Nick watched it. I know.
Phenomenal card, start to finish.
Oh,
Absolute
dude.
bangers.
Yeah.
One bad fight pissed me off, but the rest, all good fights.
Kevin Holland put, I always butcher the name, Chess? Yeah.
Casilla. I think I'm saying that right.
Okay.
Or Chiesa, my bad.
Okay, he put him to sleep.
Yeah, that dude's a bum.
Yeah.
I knew the odds were crazy. Kevin Holland was free. He should have put...
He was the underdog.
That should have... No, he wasn't. He was minus 145 at the time.
Sorry, I thought he was the underdog.
But he should have been a minus 350, minus 700 the way he whooped Kissy.
Oh, dude, it was outmatched from start to finish, dude. It was great.
Everywhere on the ground.
Yeah, and he was supposed to get
stand-up.
butchered on the ground. And Kevin Holland grew
He's a
up
black
on the ground.
belt. Yeah, he's literally a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah, he just got that, though. Not like just got it, but it was recent. He didn't know
But still, you don't get one for not being able to handle yourself
he was
on the
supposed
ground.
to, if it went to the ground, be at a disadvantage, bro, and he dominated.
Yeah, as soon as it went to the ground, he literally was on top.
I forget what he called it. It was just a little simple arm chokehold, bro.
But
it was over as soon as he locked it in. Next fight was Tony Ferguson, also getting put to sleep.
Oh, man. I had Bobby Green.
I'm so disappointed in that, man. Like, I feel like every time everybody hypes,
Dude, 6-fight losing streak, right?
Yeah, 6 fight. He's just at the end of his career, man.
Injury prone. He reminds me a lot of running backs nowadays. That's playing.
We'll get to those in a minute. But man, I mean, he didn't fight bad. Bobby Green is just way too quick for him. Quick.
It was another outmatch, like back to back. He was just getting. I felt like bullied on.
Oh yeah, Bobby was just. He did land a couple nice shots where I was like, oh shit, Bobby. He made Bobby aware, like, I'm not, like, I still got the power.
Yeah, but 6 seconds left is what they ruled it down as. 6 seconds left.
I had Bobby Green
put him to sleep, no tap out.
In a parlay by TKO or points. And I was like, oh, easy, 30-27 decision coming. No, he just goes for a choke with 25 seconds left, holds it till he passes out.
Bro, I thought they were going to let Tony Ferguson tough it out, but he went to sleep and they have to call it.
Oh, yeah. He picked his arm up and it just fell. So, I mean, you got to call that.
Derek Lewis. Dude, Derek Lewis.
That was insane.
That was great. I've not seen something like that in a while.
And they asked him, they were like, were you playing on that? He said, fuck no, I'm just throwing some bullshit.
Yeah.
And it landed.
And that's him for you, though. That's great.
He's a beast. That was awesome. Lima was not ready for that shit, dude. Flying knee to the chin right up.
Did you see it, Ryan?
No, I didn't actually.
Do you know who Derek Lewis is?
Yes.
Okay. Derek Lewis came out the gates. It was a 33-second fight.
Yeah.
And
he
flying knee to the face immediately to start the fight.
Like Lima comes up, he's squared up, and Derek's squared up for 1 second. And then he just starts sprinting, jumps knees right in the chin.
And then just ground him.
And then just ground and pound until they called it 33 seconds.
Dude, it was almost like he was look, it was in slow mo and everything, but he was bobbing and weaving, walking up to him because he was full sprinting at him. And as soon as he went to jump, he ducked into the
Ooh.
knee, into the
right-
knee,
right
right
in
in the chin. Damn
Yeah.
near.
It was a quick KO.
Yeah, not much to talk about.
And,
with that
and he
one.
didn't even get like the knee obviously knocked him down and stunned him,
Right.
but he wasn't even like he was just all he could do was defend himself because Derek's just throwing. You got to call it at that point.
He said he's throwing more bows than the sound system.
Yeah, it was wild.
Uh,
And then John Blahovich, I
Jan.
figured it out.
yeah,
Hey, we're gonna have
Jan-
our own segment on pronouncing last names.
Yeah.
Jan Blahovich and Alex
Oh,
Pereira.
God.
That was a good fight.
Dude, I thought it would look after the first round when he put him first, when he went for the takedown immediately, I was like, oh, if that's how this is gonna go, it's gonna go bad.
But
But he almost put him to sleep in that standing guillotine.
yeah, he was
Bro,
like,
it got bad.
I thought he was going to win right there.
Bro,
I was like,
Who did that? John Jones. Who did he do that to? Put
I-
somebody to sleep in the guillotine standing up and just dropped him.
I don't know.
Oh, dude, it was dead.
That was before my
I've
time.
put
Oh, let me
Vaughn
see.
to sleep in a guillotine before on accident.
Yeah, but and then he took him to the ground, and I was like,
when he took him
oh,
to the ground,
hell. And he got a tight choke in, and
I thought Alex was done. He just stayed strong.
yeah,
I was like, you only got 30 seconds, dude. Just
They
either
were
stay alive
fighting.
or get out of it.
he would have won that first round by a lot more, and it would have translated better if he would have done damage on the ground. He wasted all of his energy in that first round
Oh,
with,
Jan?
with positioning, and he
Oh,
couldn't
yeah.
get anything, and he was putting his all. I don't know if you watched the whole fight, bro, but
Oh,
he
absolutely.
was tired after that.
Oh, yeah.
Tired.
Second round, little bit on the ground. Mostly he took Alex down. Alex got right back up. And then it was mostly just stand up. Alex won the round easily, just winning points.
Yeah,
Making
jab,
contact, jab.
mhm.
Leg kicks were.
Yeah, his leg was
You
knotted.
could see you can't normally see the welt from far away on TV.
dude. It was a
You
ball.
could, yeah, big ass ball on his
Uh,
calf.
John Jones put Leota Machida asleep, standing up, standing guillotine, just let him drop. And
Okay.
I thought it was happening right there. But yeah, bro, that was crazy. Because after the first round, I was like, okay, if he's gonna point him up like that on the ground the whole game, even if he doesn't keep, like, you can't do anything when you're on the ground if you're
Mhm.
not fighting for positioning.
Third-
You're just gonna lose.
Third round was all striking. I thought Alex. I'm sure, obviously, Alex was. He was just. They were both landing shots in the third round, but
Mhm.
Alex. Excuse me. Alex obviously did a little bit more, and then
Rig positioning was a big thing of that third round. He had Yacht on the ropes the whole time. Back it
Yeah,
up, back it
yeah,
up, back
yeah.
it up into the cage the whole third
that
round.
leg damage helped. That gave him that fight.
And he was
damn near.
he was so gassed, bro. Did you see his takedown attempts getting lazy?
Oh,
was just shooting.
He took that. He took him down, and at the end, I was like, "Oh fuck,
Bro, if they would
we
have
got a
given him
minute."
the
I was like, we still got a minute here, and I just saw he was just laying there. I was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, he's not gonna
If
unless
they
he
would've-
throws some punches in the next few
He
seconds."
said he's not making it.
Yeah, no, he's cooked.
If they would have put him over that last round on points because of the takedown, I would have been so shitty.
Everyone loves Alex, though. Everybody loves Jan too, but at the same time, Alex's first fight, even if he did land a couple shots, I feel like he still would have lost that round.
Right.
We got Vaughn that says it should have.
No, he said it should have put him over. That's crazy. Main card.
No chance.
Justin Gaethje came in hot.
This was the main card.
Hey, I called that
Well,
one.
that was co-main,
Yeah.
big main event.
You mean event, not card. Anyway,
yeah, my
sorry.
bad. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Main
You're
event.
good.
My
You just
fault.
confused me
Yeah.
for a second.
Main event time,
Poirier, Gaethje,
dude.
pissed.
Clean head kick.
Disgusting,
Yeah.
but still pissed. I mean,
I didn't call it on nothing because I wasn't on that podcast, but I definitely saw that coming. I like Justin Gaethje.
I like them both. Yeah,
He said it in his pre-fight interview that he grew up and he fights with more discipline now, controlled recklessness instead of just.
I mean,
going out
it's
there.
been a while since they fought, so I
Yeah.
mean it.
And he went out there and got his ass beat on defense last time. Yeah, Poirier was just
Yeah, and
picking
so,
him apart.
So the first 3 minutes of the first round, Gaethje was winning, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Then the last minute and a half, 2 minutes, Poirier started figuring it out, and he was going. He made the round closer. You know what I
Right,
mean?
yeah.
He still didn't win that round, but it was closer, and I was like, "All right, here we go, round 2." And Poirier was damn near piecing him up to start the round for the first few seconds, and then boom. Lead with the right, immediately leg kick with the right.
I forget who they were showing. Someone else just did that last year. So same exact technique,
Mhm.
but he faked the punch.
Mhm.
Gaethje actually hit him with the punch and cleaned
Yeah,
his
he's
block with the
he's
kick.
insane for that.
Vaughn says it was a hell of a fight.
Yeah, it was.
Absolutely quick, hell of a fight.
Did you see Did you see the earlier cards, the prelims?
Absolutely.
Did you watch Kapilov's face kick?
Oh my dude,
I seen the highlight of that.
he was getting whooped too. He won the first round, but
it was looking bad.
He in the last, if there was an extra minute, he would have lost that round. Guaranteed, he would have lost the round if there was an extra minute in the first round, because he was just getting whooped in the latter part of that round.
I want to see that again, dude. That was one of the cleanest one. That was cleanest knockout of the night for sure. Justin Gaethje's was nice, but we were talking about that after the fight. Who I watched it with, me, Big Timmy, everybody. We was watching it. I felt like, yeah, you have to call it there because of the impact and everything.
Mhm.
He was dazed for sure, but he reacted immediately when Gaethje cleaned him, and then he went to dive on top of him, and Herb Jones like dove in between them or whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Like
hit him with the elbow drop just to put the icing on the cake.
Poirier was still blocking. Like he probably assumed, oh, they're calling it there. So he hit the ground and didn't put anything up. But as soon as he seen him jump on top of him, he put a guard up. This right here, though.
But was he blocking or was he just slumped?
Right. I felt like he was awake, though.
Can they see this?
No. Ryan could do that, but that was insane.
Yeah.
Cleanest knockout of the night. Cleanest.
I don't know, man. It was clean. It was just as clean as.
Oh, that was
it's clean.
Insane, though. Straight dead.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Did you see the Bonfim fight?
Yes.
1 minute KO.
Yes.
Or I had a KO 1 minute sub. Just guillotine the shit out of him in a minute.
It was over.
He started off on their feet, punch, immediately take him down, grab him, easy guillotine. Or
the prelim cards were fire. I liked it. I don't know a lot of these guys, but I liked the content.
The first fight, Simmelsberger, he's an idiot. I don't know if you saw that fight. It was the early prelims. The second
I
fight,
didn't see any of those.
Okay, so it was Miranda Maverick. She would have won a 30-27 decision, but with a minute left in the third round, she just put her in an armbar.
I seen the highlight of that. I came late after the early prelims, and they were showing highlights and everything. I did see, because I didn't know there was a women's fight until that highlight came up.
And then Simmelsberger, he had the fight won. He won the damn near the first round and the second round. Second round was close, but he won the first round for sure. Was winning the third round. All he had to do was play defense, and he damn near had the fight won decision, 29-28 split decision probably.
Right.
And he just literally started rushing and got fucking knocked out.
This corner is probably telling him, like, oh, man, we're not winning this yet.
Yeah, no, he's got a chin, though, so I feel him. He was just trying to push for a finish to make sure he got the win, you know?
Right.
But it did not pay off for him. Great card overall. Probably one of the best cards since I've been a UFC fan.
What's the next card coming out? Next big one, Lisa. What's our next big pay-per-view?
Chandler's in September. Chandler and McGregor's in September.
Yeah.
What else is there before? There's something before that, I think. There might be one next month.
In August, Sterling and O'Malley fight, and on the 19th, I am ready for that.
Unfortunately, that won't be a close fight.
I like Ojimane. I don't know. Aljamain.
Yeah.
But O'Malley's probably my favorite fighter.
I love O'Malley, but I mean, I think it's going to be an easy. If it's not a finish, it'll be a 28-27 or a 20. They'll probably call it a 29-28, but I can honestly see it being a 30-27 Sterling.
I could see O'Malley come out there.
I love O'Malley, though. It's just how I see it going.
Yeah, for sure. I get it. That one will be a banger. Makachev fights in October. That's always good. And then we got Stipe and John Jones in November.
Yeah. That's not even going to be a fight. Another first round TKO.
You think so? Yeah, I don't think it'll be close.
Miocic is a beast, but I mean, it's John Jones, man.
Oh, that Zhang Weili's, she fights next pay-per-view with the O'Malley and everything.
Hell yeah.
That'll
be a card.
Dude, that will be a
Zhang Weili's a fucking dog.
Dude, she is must-see TV right now. She is a beast.
But we better move on because Ryan's over here getting bored.
Yeah, no, you're good. I was just getting stuff ready for our next.
Everybody needs to go ahead and comment and tell Ryan that he needs to stop fucking missing UFC events. He needs to come out and watch them with the gang, and we need to be able to talk about this with him because UFC is.
Look at him; he's just over here listening.
He ain't said two words.
We done been
live for how long?
I definitely said
we've been talking the whole time. So what are we on to next? Are we going on to?
We'll go MLB.
MLB trade deadline.
Yes.
We got a lot of news. Cubs making some moves.
Let me see my phone. It should be good now.
Cubs made two big moves today, getting Candelario. I don't know how to say his first name, so we're gonna just say Candelario. Average bat at best, but for the Cubs, he's automatically our third best hitter right away. Go Cubs.
Depth.
And
Y'all need to make a push. You need depth.
yeah, and I'm glad we're buying. I'm actually never been this excited since we won the World Series.
Give me my phone. You can unplug it.
Did you guys see? I've been paying a lot of attention to. I've been getting 1,000 notifications today while at work. Diamondbacks trade finalizing with Seattle's Paul. I don't want to pronounce this.
Sewald.
Yeah, Sewald.
Yeah, that's a big move for them because the Diamondbacks have been great all year, and then the last month or two they've just kind of starting to fall out. And I hope they do because go Cubs, and we need the Marlins. The Cubs need the Marlins or the Diamondbacks to fall out to make it, and we'll just have to see who it is. But one of them is going to fall out for sure because the Cubs are making it. So,
also, side note for non-crazy Angels news besides Otani, did you guys see Taylor Ward is on a 60-day injured leave?
yeah, dude, absolutely
smacked.
crushing news for them because he's a great player and literally fastball to or I don't know if it was a fastball pitched.
I don't care what anybody says. If you
Pitched to the face
Yeah.
and multiple facial fractures,
if you're
very
playing a major
unfortunate.
league, sport and you get hit in the face with the ball, it's not.
It hurts.
It could be basketball because I'll tell you, when I'm throwing the basketball to somebody, it's usually we're trying to. I'm trying to hum that thing like you
Yeah.
better catch it or it's
and you're pitching, and a baseball is way harder than the basketball.
exactly. So like
Multiple facial fractures. Poor guy had to get carted off the field, which I think is pretty weak for a face shot.
how do you feel
Um,
about Schwarzer traded to the Rangers?
Yeah, his name is Max Scherzer.
Oh, I thought it was pronounced Schwarzer. I'm sorry.
Yeah, mad bum over there questioning loyalty, and that's
Can
bad.
we hit the thingy? Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause, oh my gosh.
And then we'll give it.
Come on, Ryan. He's a
That's an A-lister.
He's a 3-time Cy Young winner, and you think he's
Yes,
Schwarzer?
3 times. Yes.
There's not. Where do you get the W from?
The CH.
Mad Max, man, to the Rangers. They're making a push. The
Yeah,
Rangers got hella
I think the
players.
Rangers are the best team in the American League.
Damn.
I think they're good. When Corey Seager's healthy, they're elite. They're an elite team. And now they have 7 good starting pitchers.
Yeah, they got Jordan Montgomery. They picked up a Aroldis Chapman recently. That's
Yeah.
that's 100+ every pitch guy. The move from the Mets though, Mad Bum said he wants to know where the loyalty is. He's questioning loyalty and says why shouldn't he?
For the Mets?
Yeah, because they're trading.
Oh yeah,
everybody.
dude. They just signed Scherzer this year and
Yeah.
Verlander, and they're about to move both of them.
Verlander has got interest from the Dodgers.
Verlander has interest from the Dodgers. Still, the Rangers are still looking at Verlander,
No way.
even though they just got,
Everyone.
they just got 2 other pitchers. They might not be now because they have 7 quality starters, which you only need 5. So
Who is it? Pete Alonso? They asked him what he thought about the trade. He said, "Sucks."
yeah, well, I mean,
Short response. Not too
yeah,
much to say.
but I think that's just because they suck. They're a horrible team.
They were supposed to be good this year. I
Yeah,
was backing
yeah.
the Mets. I was
Me too.
backing the Mets.
Well, I'm a big Verlander fan and Scherzer fan, so as soon as I got them, I was like, Mets World Series, chalk it
Yeah,
up.
bro. The pitching was
Horrible.
elite. Pete Alonso's a bat. They have what's that? Frisco Lindor.
Francisco Lindor.
Francisco Lindor.
Brandon Nimmo's had a great year.
Yeah,
also.
bro. They're nice. They had a good roster.
Then they traded Mark Canada today.
They have
also
Buddy
to the
Edwin
Brewers.
Diaz. You know, you gotta throw the trumpet guy out there.
He's been hurt all year,
Yeah, I know,
unfortunately.
from
But
the World Series or whatever, the baseball.
the World Baseball Classic, yeah, poor guy tore his ACL celebrating a win.
Man,
Massive L for him. But I'm glad he didn't waste the whole season playing for this
yeah.
poop ass team.
Giants got AJ Pollock.
But at the same time, I wish he was pitching because the Cubs need a closer. And if they're selling like that, Cubs would have went and made a move. I would have hoped.
Also, sorry. Here comes another Butch here. Bo Bichette.
Bo Bichette.
Bichette.
I'm about to say a Pokemon there. Has left tonight's game after grabbing his right knee while coming to a stop on bases.
Oh fuck. He's still on the Blue Jays.
That
Correct?
is
Correct,
not
yep.
good for my fantasy team.
Yeah,
You got him.
That was 10 minutes ago.
He's good for a hit.
Hey,
2
but-
out of 3
But
nights
for
a week.
for some reason, they still let me start. What's his name? Tatis over at shortstop, even though he plays outfield now. So
Fuck
I'll
it.
take it. Yeah, I still got me a shortstop, so I'm good.
I like this move by the Giants to get AJ Pollock. I liked him back in the day when he wasn't 62 years old.
Yeah, AJ Pollock used to be good. He's not terrible now. He's just kind of a depth piece, a veteran leader that they're going to get to that team. Where'd he go? We just were talking.
Giants.
To the Giants. They're sort of a young team. I mean, they have a couple playoff
Bro, they were
experience.
just the oldest team in the league like 2 years ago too.
They still got some. They got Brandon Crawford. He's a multiple World Series winner. And I don't know about Jock Peterson. I want to say he's won a World Series. He definitely won one with the Braves at least.
Jocktober.
But I mean, they got some young guys. They got some old guys too. But they have a lot of young guys now. That's just another veteran outfielder for them.
Yeah, the Dodgers scooped Lance Lynn. I like Lance Lynn. Kike Hernandez. Got to have a guy with a good name on the team.
We got a comment coming in from Dylan that says, "So y'all gonna do a show and not pay tribute to Pee Wee Herman?"
Dude,
Hey, you did.
You must have not been watching all the way.
Ryan was supposed to say that.
did I not say that we should do that?
Yeah,
No,
Ryan.
I was reading the comment. I knew we talked about Pee Wee Herman. That was
Yeah.
one of the very first things we talked about.
we say
No,
it?
we never talked about it. You
I was
never
gonna
said
say
nothing.
because I
I
said
thought we. Oh,
I
must
said
have been
we-
off.
No,
I
we
said,
did. And then he said we should lead with the show with that, and you didn't even say nothing.
We talked about it though.
rip to the goat, man.
Man,
I grew up watching Pee, and so will my kids because Pee Wee is just elite comedy for children. Anyway,
Dodgers made a big push getting Lance Lynn and Kike.
Lance
those are-
Lynn is meh. He was great in his prime. If they can get him back to pitching great all the time,
We just
I mean,
need him to.
he had a
pitch when it's
16.
time.
He had a 16 strikeout game this year. He still has it. He just is 16 strikeouts one game, 7 runs and 3
Yeah, I
innings the
get
next
that.
game.
I
So
get that.
if they can figure that out and get him to be consistent,
Dodgers make pitchers though. The
Oh,
Dodgers
yeah.
always have a pitching squad,
oh yeah,
and they always have bats. Kike Hernandez doesn't have to be the best player on the team at all. Just fill in.
Sorry, not saying this. I know I'm gonna butcher this name too. Grichuk
Randall Grichuk,
Yep.
hit his first home run with the Angels
man,
9 minutes ago.
they are making a push, man. The Angels really.
They said they're trying to go to the World
The
Series.
Angels went out and got Giolito and Ronaldo Lopez from the White Sox,
CJ Cron.
2 good pitchers, and then they went out and got CJ Cron and Grichuk today, right at 2 outfielder or an outfielder and an infielder, 2 good hitters,
Solid hitters. CJ
Yeah.
Cron's a contact guy. He'll get on base.
and then they went out and got them right after Taylor Ward broke his face. With me, they have a nice squad now. Their squad really does look nice.
Man, breaking
They
your
got-
face does not.
You
sound-
said Giolito already?
Yeah,
Okay, I was about to say they scooped Giolito as well. Jordan Hicks went to the Blue Jays. Not that that'll help him with their Bobachet problem, but
no, I think that's kind of weak, honestly.
what, Jordan Hicks?
Yeah, but they
Okay.
have their main closer's hurt right now. So I see. Excuse me, goodness, their main closer's hurt right now. So I guess it makes sense for them to go get him. They need him badly
I'm about out.
because they're trying to make a push. Also,
I don't know too much more.
Obviously it's not trades, but gonna butcher another name here. We got Josh Lowe. I'm not gonna. I don't think I butchered that one. And Isaac, Paredes. Yep. Yep. That sounds right. Back-to-back homers in the Bronx.
Yeah,
I
damn.
mean that's just the Rays, man. The Rays are just elite. Johnny Brito is absolutely terrible.
They're gonna
I'm sure
fall
that's who they
apart,
probably
though.
hit him off of. I don't know. I
They
don't-
were so pot.
They've slowed down, but
Yes.
I don't think they're gonna fall apart. I think they're still gonna make the playoffs and they're still gonna be able to make a run maybe in the playoffs. But they're not gonna win their division because the Orioles are absolutely
Orioles are hot.
they've instead of starting hot and slowing down, they've just been absolutely consistent all season. And that's why they're winning that division. And I think they'll hold on to it and win the division.
That's tough because they sucked just a year or two.
They last year they were
Okay.
right at this point they were making a run for the playoffs.
They had
And
they
they
had
s-
offloaded guys.
Yeah,
too.
they sold instead of bought. Like they were like, we could try to squeeze in this year, but fuck that. We're gonna trade, and
Bro,
next year we're gonna go
Mancini-
hard all year.
Mancini's gone. Ryan Mountcastle
Yeah,
gone.
you know where he's at? The Cubs. Horrible pickup.
Really?
Horrible. He's been absolutely abysmal
Is Ryan Mountcastle still there?
in Baltimore. Yes.
Okay.
And the Cubs are gonna lose today. That ain't good.
Not good at all.
To the Reds?
Yeah, down 3-0 in the second.
Oh, what happened? We were supposed to sweep them, huh?
And Ellie Cruz is up, so that is not what we want.
Why not?
Because Ellie De La Cruz is a fucking animal.
I mean, shit, I'd rather have him up with no one on base than have.
There's a runner
nobody
on
up.
second who just
Oh,
hit a
see.
2 RBI double.
Oh yeah, see.
Anyway,
How we doing, Key? Appreciate the shout out there.
Baseball's elite right now. Best time to watch is right now because everybody's trading, making their. You're either about to be done for the year, who gives a shit about you, or you're going to be
And fighting for the cup.
fighting for your life to get in the playoffs.
Can we talk
Every
about
game matters for the next 2
how
months.
baseball? I think it's the only professional sport that does their draft mid-season.
Yeah, it is probably
Because that's when college football they do it right after, literally a week after the World Series is over.
That's weird. Like I don't understand.
There's no combine or anything. You just go off your film
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. Because in baseball, you can be drafted out of high school.
You can
Yeah.
be drafted from anywhere in baseball.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
One of us could get drafted if we were that nice.
I'm going to be honest, though. I've been a baseball fan for years. And I know like the top prospects and stuff that are coming out of college. I've never watched a single MLB draft ever in my life.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen someone get drafted.
Like I know that Dylan Cruz, Paul Skeens, another guy. I can't
You think
remember
it's
his name.
because they don't automatically go right to the
Yeah, that's definitely why.
Yeah, you don't get to see these guys
And
at
that-
first.
But that's also another reason why they draft them right away, because then they have the whole summer still in the fall to start working. They can get them and start training them, getting them to do what they want them to do.
right.
Since
Still baseball weather for that. Which either way, they're all rich MLB teams. They can send them to Florida and get them
I
trained.
swear. So, I
but
think
still.
the Braves train in Orlando, the Atlanta Braves. Because every time we used to go on vacation there, I'd see the sign for spring training.
Well, they have spring training down there. Yeah, a lot of teams do. Half of them have. 15 teams have it in ESPN World of Sports
I know exactly where that's at. Yeah.
in their field.
Uh-huh.
Well, they have other fields in Orlando. They use too. And then the other half of the league goes to Arizona. The Cubs go to fucking Arizona, so I can't go watch their spring training.
Well, why not?
Well, I mean, that's kind of a far drive for me.
Yeah, for spring
First spring
for
training
me, for me, as in we're not in the same place.
For a spring training game.
I get that. That's like I wanted to go to a preseason game this year, but I was like, do I really want to drive that far for a preseason game?
I mean, I kind of would go. I would go to an Indy preseason game, watch Anthony.
Indy preseason, yes, but the preseason games I'm talking about are like on the East
for
Coast.
the poop ass Ravens.
Oh my god.
I wouldn't go to any games if I was a Ravens fan.
Oh,
Me
yeah.
either.
Listen, well, now that we're on
Oh, I can
top
go in the
of that-
backyard and run around in a circle the whole time.
Oh my god, we're gonna transition. I'm gonna pull this up here. First thing we're gonna talk about here is Jim Irsay.
Go Colts, man. Go Colts.
It's a nice jersey you got there.
Comments
Hey, it used to
on
be.
Jonathan Taylor. Jim Irsay says, if I die tonight, Jonathan Taylor is out of the league. No one's going to miss you. The league goes on. It doesn't matter who comes and who goes, and it's a privilege to be a part of it. What's your thoughts on that, guys?
Sure, you can go first.
I think he's a dumbass.
And why do you think he's a
I
dumbass?
don't know. That's your star running back. I don't think he needs necessarily paid. You got us goofed up here somehow. Never mind. Yeah, I don't think he needs a bag or nothing because he still has to prove it. But that's your guy. That's the backbone of the team when he's playing well. That's his team.
Yeah, I understand it's his team.
That's his team.
Do you think he's out of pocket for saying what he said?
Jim Irsay said that.
Yeah. Well, as far as it is a privilege to be in the league, it is a privilege.
Yeah, he's not. I don't think he's wrong about that first statement. He should have just fucking stopped right there.
But my modern day comparison for Jim Irsay, this is for all the WWE fans out there. It's Vince McMahon. He needs to give it the fuck up. There's not one time where Jim Irsay opened and spoke his mouth and something good came out of it.
Ever, not one
to the
fucking
public, at
time in
least.
years.
He's not a people person.
No, he's not.
No.
And he needs to know if you're making decisions, you need to make decisions. Let somebody else come out and say, "Oh, as spokesperson for owner or GM or whatever whatever you
Hire
want
a
to be
guy
called."
to censor you. Be like, hey,
Yeah.
bro, you probably shouldn't say.
You need a Paul Heyman.
I want to know why I haven't heard anything from Chris Ballard, the Colts GM, the one who's in charge of the all he does is, hey, we're going to give JT this deal or we're not going to do it, Jim Irsay just signs it like, all right, like it's up to Chris Ballard. So why has he not made a statement on the situation? Why have I not seen him make a statement yet?
Because he's tucking his tail right now.
That's what
he's
he
doing.
always does. Chris Ballard always does that shit.
I just think
And
it's goofy. It's a debate. Like, you gotta sign him. You can't trade him. I guess it's not a debate. He did say we're not trading him.
something's going to give here because JT either. I agree JT needs to get paid. And I agree he should get paid 12, 13, maybe. He wants 16. He wants McCaffrey money.
The highest I'm giving him, Saquon Barkley got 11. He's not getting a dime more than Saquon until he proves me otherwise.
But Saquon's deal is also a year. So if he went 3 years, 12 million, I feel like that's a fair deal.
So you're saying $4 million a year?
No. I
3 years,
meant
12 million.
I meant
3
sorry.
years, 12, 12, 12.
Yeah.
Not a chance. I mean, I know. Like, listen,
Or
even if it's J.K. Dobbins,
or if they want to
5 at best is what you're
if they
getting
want to
right
give him his deal and they say, all right, well, we'll give you 3 years. We'll give you 16 the first year. But the second 2 years, it's dropping significantly to like 8 or 9.
That's significant for you.
I mean-
So you're saying he needs to get like a fucking
Going
30,
from 16 the first year to fucking 8 the second year,
16,
8 the
8
third year.
and 8. That's
32 million, buddy.
yeah, I know, but why would you pay a running back that much? I mean, look at it.
Zeke got like 95 million.
But you see why they're not.
Okay,
This
but
is-
30
Zeke is the
some
whole
million-
reason we're right here.
but
Zeke is the whole reason.
30 some million is a lot less than 90 something million.
I don't see running backs ever making that kind of money again. Not until
Zeke ruined it
24
for
less.
everybody. Him and Todd Gurley ruined it for everybody because they both fucking suck.
We got
No,
some,
Todd Gurley got hurt.
Yeah,
Zeke sucks.
we got
Todd
some-
Gurley was a
we got
I'll
some-
agree with that.
got some comments coming in. Dylan says, y'all coming with me to Philly this year. Then he says, Irsay is speaking the truth, but he ate a couple too many pills and forgot he ain't supposed to say that shit out loud. T-Rose says, it's unprofessional. He needs to be respectful of what he has. And
Agree.
try to come to terms.
Agree. So something's got to give here. It's either got to be
Listen, I don't care. And you're going to hear me say this a lot. The media for teams throw out so many smoke screens. It's like they work for TNT. Like, I don't give a fuck if you told me you're not trading him, or, you know, if you say I'm requesting a trade, or I'm not doing this. Someone's going to give at some point in time, and that's a big ass smoke screen, especially with injuries. You see it all the time. I mean, how we seen it with Lamar? You know what I'm saying? He came out, requested a trade. He wasn't playing for the Ravens. Well, looky there. You know what I'm saying? Or Jonathan Taylor. I think he's going to end up being traded. Jim Irsay puts on a big, you know, big dog front, like, oh yeah, I'm not going to do it. But like at the end of the day, I think the Indianapolis Colts should be fined potentially with a league investigation from the NFLPA about the back thing. You guys,
Yeah,
that's that's fucked.
I agree.
there. And to try to take it away. Now, listen, I understand running backs should be paid, and I'm not saying they should be paid anything crazy, because unfortunately we see what happens when you pay running back crazy money. To take away somebody's, you know, you don't get paid anything on NIL.
Well,
So-
I have an absolutely astonishing graphic here.
Okay.
So going back from my buddy just sent me that. I think he's watching Mason. Shout out. Since 2022 last year, all the way back to 2009 when the Saints won the Super Bowl, the running back who got paid the most out of all those years for the Super Bowl winning team,
Since when, I'm sorry?
2009 through 2022.
It's got to be.
No, you won't guess it. It's $2.5 million for that's what they got paid that year. Percy Harvin.
Yeah.
Ray Rice and Leonard Fournette, $2 million, are in second. Almost every single person on this list made less than $1 million a year on that team.
I mean, but it just proves my point. Like, how many more running backs are going to get paid? And then I don't think I think it's a thing of the past.
I mean, yeah, I get it. I understand JT wanting paid. He's not wrong for wanting paid.
No, not at
His
all.
timing's horrendous. He's
Yeah.
the worst.
Yeah, like it's like, oh shit, there's a shit show in the running back field right now. I want a contract extension.
I had a horrible year, and there's no running backs are getting paid right now. I'm gonna request my contract extension.
The
I'm gonna
league leading
I'm gonna
rusher,
demand it. his agent might be the worst, most unprofessional agent I've ever seen in the history of sports. JT's agent, absolutely horrible.
I seen something. A question. This could be stupid, but is I obviously I don't follow agents like that. But is his the same agent as Oladipo? Because I seen a graphic about him, Oladipo, and somebody else having the worst agent. So,
I mean, it must be. He represents a lot of guys in Indy because he's based in Indy. I'm pretty sure.
yeah.
He helped Shaq Leonard get his extension, but the way he started this, on Twitter, and then Jim Irsay, being the old pillhead he is, he clapped back, which is completely dumb. So that's where it all started right there. If he didn't start it, that stuff should all be handled internally. His agent started it, coming at Jim Irsay on Twitter.
Yeah, why would you go out that doesn't make any sense. Like, you don't like the manager on duty. Let's just call, the owner.
I still think Jim Irsay's in the wrong, but I also think JT's in the wrong for his timing.
They're both in the wrong. But one more than the other.
But this is a lose. I want to get this one last point across. JT has no leverage here.
None.
This is a lose-lose.
Not a leg to stand on.
Because the Colts can say, okay, well, we're just not going to pay you. We're going to put you on this list where you don't get paid and you're not hurt, but you don't get to play either. So you can't prove you're worth a contract.
Yeah, but there's got to be some loopholes there with the NFLPA. I was looking at that today. Like,
there might be.
Now, when he tweeted, he said, "I've never reported back pain, never had back pain. I don't know who your sources are, but find new ones."
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's got to put the NFLPA on blast. Like, hey, we need to check into this.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. So,
and Zach Moss got hurt today. I think broke his elbow,
broke his arm.
Yeah.
He's done.
With
so
Taylor not
now
playing.
that kind of helps his case, but at the same time,
that did help his case a little bit.
Is Jim Irsay going to be like, you know what? Fuck it, I don't care if we don't even have a running back on the roster. I'm still not starting.
What if Jim Irsay says, okay, well here Leonard Fournette, here's a vet minimum, or here's Zeke, here's a vet minimum. I fucking hope that doesn't happen. Either one of them, I hope that doesn't happen.
Just to prove a point. He's a prove a point kind of guy.
Yeah.
With Jonathan Taylor.
Hey, run right behind this hole where Quentin Nelson's at every single play. Go.
With Jonathan Taylor out and Zach Moss injured, the only healthy player on the Colts with 100+ career NFL carries is Gardner Minshew.
Oh, no. No, you didn't.
The only person with more than 100 carries in the NFL is Gardner Minshew.
Deion Jackson's also a solid running back. We also have a rookie. I believe his name is Evan Hall. He looks pretty solid. So we're just going to have to see what happens. But JT has no leverage. I'm pretty sure this is his 4th year. If I'm not mistaken, we have a 5th-year option on him also, which means he has to play for us if we decide to exercise that option.
Or he can sit out.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
We'll see how that far is going to get him.
So if he doesn't play this year and we use that option on him and he does whatever next year, he's going to have to play because then he'll be in a contract year. He'll have to play even if he doesn't want to.
Right.
Because he's going to have to prove he needs the money.
Yeah.
Like he's going to need it even if it's not with us.
I just look at it this way. This is not the year to show your ass as a running back.
No.
It's not. Like, now, granted, if you out there, you got stats to prove it, you got seasons to prove it, great. There's only 2 running backs right now. Oh, I guess 3 if you count Austin Eckler, but he seemed to kind of get things, smoothish, like sandpaper kind of. Like, it's leveled, but it's not,
It's still a bumpy road.
Yeah. But like those 3 in between, Barkley, Jacobs, and Eckler, but like Dobbins, like, Taylor, they definitely don't have any legs to stand on. Honestly, if you want, we can swap and see how it goes. I mean, I'll take it.
What are you talking about?
I do not want J.K. Dobbins. Listen, I'm sure you'd love to swap, wouldn't you? Because J.K. Dobbins is shit.
I wouldn't say shit, but he's injury prone.
He's not. Yeah, he's not good. He's worse than JT, and he's always
honestly. We could just cut them both. Honestly, I'll be okay with it.
How about you cut every single running back on that roster and go get Leonard Fournette? Because
I'll take Gus Edwards.
Your running back room is like having 4 Leonard Fournettes who are halfway in their prime.
Gus has never officially got the chance to start.
Yeah, because he's not good enough to start.
He was supposed to start last year,
and he didn't because he wasn't good enough.
No,
because he got hurt.
No.
Oh yeah, he gets hurt, right?
Listen,
he tore his ACL in week 1, didn't he?
We had 4 running backs go before the season even started.
Yeah, why? You know why? Because they're either not good or they're always hurt.
Or we got terrible fields, one of the 3.
It's probably all 3.
Yeah,
not good and terrible fields.
We got some comments coming in. T Rose says, "Was Zach hurt? They will pay him." Dylan says, "I'd cry if the Colts went and signed Dalvin Cook." Listen, I just want to point out how the whole AFC East division is interested in Dalvin Cook.
He's a jet. it's confirmed. He was at the practice. He was at their practice, watching practice this weekend.
He was supposed to be. He was visiting.
I
the
know.
Jets.
Whole crowd chanting, Dalvin
Yeah,
Cook.
yeah,
Dalvin
I
Cook.
seen that. I
Like,
seen it.
He's a Jet.
There's a reason Aaron Rodgers reconstructed his contract.
Oh yeah,
But isn't that kind of like a hit to Brees Hall?
Yeah, like why are they?
But
doing
Why
that?
are we contemplating?
But we
that?
talked about this. Brees Hall's going into his second year. He has second, third, fourth year guaranteed on his deal.
But if I'm Brees Hall, I'm requesting a trade to Indianapolis.
Everything is falling where it's supposed to for this reason. For these reasons, Aaron Rodgers restructures his deal. They're going to sign Dalvin Cook. Oh, Brees Hall's going to be pissed. Or Michael Carter. I mean, they already split carries as it is. You don't need 3 running backs who are all capable
Someone's
starters.
going. Yeah.
Someone's leaving. Brees Hall has the most value, in my opinion.
Yeah. So send Brees Hall to Indianapolis.
They're going to send him to the Raiders because Devontae Adams is going to want out. Raiders are having their holdout issue with Josh Jacobs. Boom, release him. They got Brees Hall now. Who gives a fuck about Josh Jacobs? Brees Hall is just as good, if not better, because he's a pass catcher also.
So that'd be insane.
So where does
that's not
Devontae-
allowed to happen?
You thinking Devontae is going to go to the Jets?
Rumors are saying Devontae is requesting a trade. I want to say it was me and Patty. We're talking about this.
I remember last
week, and he's the one who pitched the idea. And in this last week, since he pitched that idea, everything is falling into place for it to happen.
You think that's why that's why he's restructured his contract?
You think they haven't talked about that? I mean, they knew what they were going to do when they left Green Bay. They were probably like, hey, I'm going to go get this bag, guaranteed money. I'm going to go get this guaranteed money from the Raiders, okay?
He still has 4 years on that deal, though.
Okay, but the contract's still guaranteed. I mean, it's still the contract goes with him wherever he goes.
Right.
It's already set in stone. So he's like, hey, I'm going to go over here and sign this deal with the Raiders for 1 year. I'm going to go play for them. Whatever happens. You stick it out in Green Bay for 1 more year. Let's plan. We'll meet up somewhere. I'll demand a trade. You get your trade and that's what happened. And 1 year away from each other, they're talking about getting back together.
He said the band's getting back together. First off,
Trey's a Jets fan. Watch out.
No, that's not allowed. I hate the Jets
we
forever.
We got some comments coming in before we get into that. Dylan says, when the Jets signed Dalvin Cook, how high do their odds go up to the AFC? You could argue them as top 3 in the AFC. Hold that thought. Kyle Edwards says the Jets are going to load up and still not make the AFC title game. Then Daniel says, what team do y'all think is going to have the biggest turnaround this year? And then T-Rose says he's right. Listen, T-Rose, I know you're a Packers fan. Okay, listen, and my boy Trey over here is a Packers fan. He doesn't want to see it happen either. It can't happen. But we'll go ahead and answer the first question. Where do we rank them? Are they a top 3 team in the AFC? I'm still going to tell you no, unfortunately. I don't think so.
I like that emoji you use right there for the poop take.
Yeah. Oh, no. You think they are?
Go
top
ahead.
3. All right. I got the Chiefs, the Bengals, and I even though Aaron Rodgers is, they say, a bad
Look at him. He's trying to think of a third team.
No, I'm not thinking of. I know it. I'm taking the Bills over him. I don't think the Bills are going to be better.
You know, Josh Allen has the most turnovers in the entire NFL over the last 3 years.
Yes, but he still finds a way to get it done.
No, he doesn't. Look, he literally got his fucking poop hole punished by the Bengals in the divisional round.
I mean, in the playoffs, he's shown he can win games, but he's also shown he can lose.
But he gets
it
done, doesn't he, Trey? He gets it done.
Obviously, he doesn't have a Super Bowl, yes, but to put Aaron Rodgers to the Jets, and that's just gonna solve all their issues.
The only reason the Bills didn't win that game is because Josh Allen was horrible.
I honestly,
that's the only.
I potentially still have the Dolphins over the Jets.
I don't.
That's absolutely
this is
ridiculous.
The teams I have high on the AFC that I
hit
like.
The fucking yellow or whatever.
No, don't hit the yellow. Don't hit the yellow.
No, not that one.
The yellow's the clap.
Okay, I want the fucking beep because whatever you just said, that shit was ass.
Yeah, all the teams I had it like
Dolphins.
The Broncos have no more receivers outside of Cortland Sutton, and Jalen Ramsey just went down. Those are 2 teams I thought would be better than the Jets. I don't know too many others. I think the Ravens.
You don't think the Dolphins on paper? could be better.
Not
than
without
Jets?
Jalen Ramsey. They only got one cornerback now.
I mean, okay, I'm meaning offense more likely, but the defense that works too. I'm just meaning like in general when we're talking.
No
about,
one's going to be able to stop the Dolphins. That's the problem. So if you can outscore them, you can.
Here's what I'm saying. You guys might disagree with it. Frankly, I don't care because it's a hot take, and I think I'm going to end up being close to right. Number 1 team in the AFC, Chiefs.
Yeah.
Number 2, Jets. They already have top 3, if not the best defense in the entire NFL.
I will say this:
They had
No.
bottom 5 quarterback play last year. Even if Aaron Rodgers, even if Aaron Rodgers is mediocre at best, they're going to win 12 games.
I'll put it this way. Everything looks great on paper. It looked really great on paper for the Broncos last
Nothing
year.
changed except for they got a better quarterback and a better receiving room.
I mean, they could still do ass.
Sounds like the Broncos.
Even if Aaron Rodgers,
It sounds like I was hyping up the Broncos like it was nobody's business last year.
And I am this year, baby. Let's
but
go.
it's not
And
Russell Wilson. It's Aaron Rodgers.
know what
does he
they have?
4 MVPs?
No. You know who they have for their offensive coordinator? Oh, the same guy they had in Denver.
Oh, and guess what? He's only calling plays. And guess what? Guess what else? He was with Rodgers for fucking years and had a top 5 offense in the league for years.
And has won Super Bowl.
And now he has an elite defense.
I don't even know if he had
Aaron Rodgers. Has Aaron Rodgers ever even had a top 15 defense in his entire career?
Yeah,
How many times?
more than once. If not once, we've definitely had a top 15 defense.
Okay, top 10, top 5.
Probably not top 5. I don't think we've ever had top 5.
Never top 5 ever once.
So he needs a top 5 defense and a star-studded offense.
He doesn't need it.
But he's not saying he needs it. He's saying that'll get him to the AFC Championship,
He's
though.
39 years old, and
Listen, I want to see him make it past the AFC Championship. That's all I'm going to
no,
say. He couldn't do it in the NFC.
It's a bust if he's not in the Super Bowl.
It is. If the Jets don't go to Super Bowl, it is a bust for the Jets. Right or wrong?
Not on the first year. He's going to be there for
He
multiple
has a
years.
2-year contract. I don't see him playing
Okay.
too many years more than 2 years.
Okay, maybe not, but
So all the people
But
they're
the-
going out and signing, and
but
it's
he
not
doesn't
Super Bowl
have
bust.
to win this year. He just has to show that they can do it. And next year they're going to add even more fucking talent, and then they're definitely going to be in there.
This is an all out for the Jets this year. If they don't make it Super Bowl, I think it's a bust.
Well, I completely disagree because their entire team is under contract.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's
For
they
next
don't have
season,
to
too,
worry about
so-
losing
Well,
anybody.
yes, I'm
because
not
team's
saying
already
that
young.
he's not going to play another season, but they are going with the intention.
Okay, but they're going on the intention that they're going to win multiple Super Bowls. With this roster.
Or at least go to one in multiple years.
Yes. So if they make it to the AFC Championship and lose this year, I mean, it'll probably be to the Chiefs or Bengals. You got to live with that.
I
Anyway,
still think the Ravens.
my
are better
third team is then who?
than the Jets, because their defense is just as nice.
No, it's not. It's good, but it's not
Aaron
just
Rodgers
as
hasn't
nice.
had to play in a conference full of, great defenses. He's always had.
Not to mention the Ravens held the
no fun
Bengals.
club.
I'll agree with that.
The Ravens held the Bengals in the playoffs.
I mean, look
They can
how
hold the
many
Jets.
smash mouth defenses are in the AFC.
Yeah.
Compared to NFC. NFC has not ever been known for good defenses.
I mean, Eagles, 49ers.
Just recently,
the Seahawks.
Seattle was
for
one of the
years.
best defenses they had over there. But go ahead and name me another one that was just so lights out.
The
Was it-
Giants.
Was it
The Giants last year had a lights out. defense.
last year? That's
They
what
had
I'm
lights out
saying.
defenses when they beat Tom Brady. They had
Yep,
good
that's the
defenses.
only reason they fucking won Super Bowls.
They also had
that
Lawrence
and
Taylor
Eli
at one
Manning's
point in time.
Eli Manning's the greatest Super Bowl quarterback of all time, so that helps.
We-
So
we
Eli
got some-
Manning's the luckiest man.
We got another comment to answer here. Just a second. But Gene says, "What's up? What's going on, man? Appreciate
What up,
the comment."
Gene?
Kyle says, "You aren't worried about Josh Allen's play since Dabo left." Then we're gonna answer this question. It says, "What teams do you guys think will have the biggest turnaround this year?" Trey's answer would have been the Broncos, but bearing the injuries that have happened here
They
already,
can sign somebody, right?
he said they got
Somebody, anybody.
who's hurt for them?
it.
Tim
Well,
Patrick
KJ
and
Hamler.
KJ
Oh,
Hamler.
plenty of wide receiver free agents still. Maybe they'll be the ones who. No, never mind. They can't get Devontae. It's in her division.
Yeah, that's not
Raiders will never do that.
happening. No,
Yeah.
that's not happening. Who's even available?
And if Aaron Rodgers has anything to say about it, he's shutting it down.
Julio's probably still available.
If you go sign Julio, you're just dog
Hey,
shit.
He's good for about 3 or 4 games. And then
Jacoby Myers is a free agent right now.
oh my god!
no, he got inked. He
Oh,
got
he did?
signed. This is a free agent tracker.
Who did
not
he get
free agent.
signed by?
He's the Raiders. I
Uh,
remember talking about
Good
that when it was
pickup.
happening. Yeah.
Too bad
Kenny
their quarterback.
Galladay.
Too bad their quarterback's horrible.
We're gonna go through this list and you tell me
Dylan,
what they have in
Dylan says, I
common.
quit watching the show every time I hear someone bring up Trey's team.
Kenny Galladay. That's the number 1 wide receiver.
No.
Julio Jones. Jarvis Landry.
forgot Jarvis.
Sammy Watkins.
Jarvis Landry should be on a team.
Sammy
Mhm.
Watkins should not
Old,
be on the
old
team.
but reliable.
Yeah, kind of, but for 6-yard
He's not even
routes.
old. He's the same age as
He's
OBJ.
30. Yeah, but he's old body.
I mean, that's
too.
Higgins
Yeah.
is a free agent.
Who? Rashard Higgins.
Should be on a team.
I could see him being at least 3 or 4.
Should be on a team. Absolutely.
There's not too many good options on here. T.Y. Hilton.
Should be on a team for third down plays only.
Yeah,
Sammy Watkins is on here.
he can just be cut for the rest of his career.
Yeah, he's
Amari
pretty
Rogers
awful.
is on here.
He didn't have a terrible year for you guys last year,
Who,
did he?
Amari Rod- oh,
Ew, Watkins,
He got hurt, right? But he didn't have. He wasn't having a terrible
what's
year.
new?
the define terrible.
I mean, what was his stats?
I don't even think he got 400 yards.
How many games though?
He was with us all the way up until like last 2 or 3 games, and then we cut him and Green Bay signed him.
He definitely got hurt though.
I mean,
Green Bay
yeah,
signed him
but
again.
yeah, we like literally keep trading him back and forth.
hmm
Well,
Like, oh, I don't want him. You take him.
hey, this massive turnaround. I was thinking about it today. I saw it on a show I was watching, and they made a couple good points. Massive turnaround in a bad way.
I guess that could be
Packers might have a horrible year.
Oh,
I still feel like we have a solid defense and a solid run.
I agree.
I will say
agree.
in Trey's defense, and I
I
don't do
won't
this
be
very
last.
often.
In a good offensive line, but you don't know what you're getting from Love yet. You just don't.
we will
right.
not be
But
worse.
let me
than-
give you
I hope
this.
he's good. I hope he's
In
good.
Trey's defense, like I said, not that comes out often here, but they are literally on the floor. So the only way is up.
We won't be last in the division.
Why?
Someone will be worse than us.
I don't see
Someone
you
will be
being
worse.
If
than
I'm
us.
being
due
honest,
to injuries. I
think
see that's the
I
only way you don't finish last.
If I'm being honest, I think you guys go 1-5 in your division. I think you trade with the Bears and you lose.
Dude, no,
both
the
to the
Vikings,
Vikings-
play so many primetime games. They're gonna be
now if
mediocre.
the Vikings play prime time against the
So if they're losing primetime games, that
Primetime.
doesn't mean shit. They're still a good team. They just have Kirk Cousins as their quarterback.
yeah, but that doesn't mean.
But that doesn't mean he's not going to absolutely flame up the Packers at 1:00.
Let's see how many games.
we got Dylan that says the available free agents is actually crazy across the board.
Not a wide receiver.
They're crazy at running backs.
Defensively, they're full. There's a lot. And running back, yeah.
Look, they play.
Go through their schedule, and I'll tell
They
you
play
when
the Eagles in prime time.
That's a loss.
They play. Well, you want to just go through the schedule? They play the Bucks week 1.
That's a
That's a win.
It's a win.
dub.
Then they lose week 2 to the Eagles.
Yep.
Yep.
Chargers is probably an L.
Yeah.
Week 3.
Yep.
They can beat the Panthers. So
Good,
what?
but I'm calling that a sleeper dub for the Panthers.
They're not beating the Chiefs at
No.
4:00.
That's an L.
Bears is a toss up.
Yeah.
Lost to the
Lost.
Niners at 8.
They'll lose 1 to the Bears.
Packers 1:00. They can win that if they want. They're probably going to lose to the Falcons.
You think they're gonna hold on? You think the Vikings are gonna lose to the Falcons?
they can? Yeah,
I don't
Falcons
see
have a
that
good
happening.
defense, bro, and if they have one of the best offensive lines.
The
of football.
Falcons' problem is fucking Desmond Ritter's their quarterback.
but he
this
could
year.
be decent, bro. They have a
He's-
stacked offense.
He's not. You know.
So we calling
The
that
49ers had a
dub
stacked
or
offense.
an
They
L?
do it. Drake London, Kyle Pitts,
and a guy who can carry the ball 250
Algier, and
times.
Bijan, 2 guys that are good running
Yeah,
backs.
and the best one of the best offensive lines of football. They can beat the
Mm,
Vikings.
Are we calling
Who's
that
on
a-
their offensive line? Did they make moves?
No, I just know that their ranking is always high.
Hunter's on the trade block.
Hunter who?
Their linebacker, Daniel Hunter.
Oh yeah, the Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
Colts need to go fucking trade for him right now because that's one of our weakest fucking positions.
Oh, and you know what? They could just send Jonathan Taylor over there.
They do need a running back badly. Oh shit!
Atlanta has the
We
fourth
need-
best ranked O line.
But we need a first round pick and a second round pick and Daniel Hunter for that.
There's not a chance you're getting all that.
JT and we'll give something else, obviously.
You think you're getting a first and a second round back for Jonathan Taylor?
Yeah.
Not a chance.
Well, that's what I'm hoping.
Roquan
Look,
Smith
look.
went for a second round pick.
the
Jonathan Taylor is fucking miles more valuable to a team than Roquan Smith. I don't give a fuck how good Roquan Smith is.
I don't,
Try to hit a button on me because you're going to be wrong.
buddy. I don't.
I
I'm-
guarantee you, if we did
no,
a poll
how?
right now, who's more valuable, Roquan Smith or Jonathan Taylor? Are you fucking kidding me, Ryan?
depending.
You're gonna make me very pissed very soon.
All right, listen.
And it's my curfew.
I don't see that. I don't see, as far as defense goes, like I don't see a more valuable position for
Than linebacker.
for
Oh,
middle linebacker.
Well, I can think of
Wait,
three.
hold on. Yeah.
I
hold
can
on.
think of
You're
three
talking about
positions.
at his position.
If we're going off of
At
play
his-
style for each one of them, for what they've had for their, he just got his contract extension. Obviously, Jonathan Taylor hasn't. Yes, Jonathan Taylor has carried the team of some sort, but that's only because you guys haven't had a
whoever
quarterback in
trades for
6 years.
Jonathan Taylor is going to give him an extension. That's
Well,
why
I would
they'll
hope
be
so. Why else
that
would you trade
exactly.
for a player?
So throw the extension part out the window. Consider that guaranteed wherever he gets traded to.
Just
If
not.
he gets traded, are you saying?
I'm saying I think.
Are you
that
saying
Roquan
Roquan's
Smith
a
could-
top 3 most valuable linebacker, or middle linebacker is a top, or he's an outside linebacker? Are you
I'm
saying
saying
that's a
I would
top three?
value Roquan Smith's presence on defense more than I would value Jonathan Taylor's presence on offense, given the season and the stats behind him.
Completely disagree. I love Roquan Smith. Completely disagree.
That's fine.
You were saying he's the most important player at his position.
No, I'm saying
Oh yeah, I hope not. I
Oh,
hope not, because I'll absolutely flame this.
I said
buddy.
he's more valued at his position than Jonathan Taylor is at his
That's just
position.
That's
because
because there's slim pickings at his position. There's not
Yeah.
too many like mid-tier guys.
no.
You're either elite or you're not.
yeah,
I
mean-
mean, linebackers have kind of fell off.
but that's how running backs are too. I feel like. I mean, there's some
Linebackers
decent
are running backs are
yeah.
starting to fall off as well. I mean, I remember when you used to be able to look like Chris Johnson, AP.
I thought you were trying to say that Roquan Smith plays like a top 3 most valuable position. I was gonna.
No,
absolutely
I'm just
destroy
saying
you.
in like the situations, I think Roquan Smith is more valuable than Jonathan Taylor is, being off of statistics.
Mhm.
Back to this though, the Atlanta
Disagree.
Falcons have the 4th best line in the league,
Okay, I just
and
I
I
didn't
think they
know.
could beat the Vikings easily, who have no.
I didn't call him an outside.
I think
linebacker.
Falcons could be a sleeper
But look, hold on.
if Desmond Ritter's solid. If not, they're going to be horrible. That's what it all boils down to.
They played this-
We got some comments coming.
hold
in.
on. They played the Saints. They can win that one, but
I think-
toss up.
I think they trade with the Saints.
They could trade.
Yeah, me and John went through the Saints schedule today.
They don't
And-
play the Saints twice. The
Falcons?
The
Oh,
Vikings.
the
We're still
Vikings.
going. You said run through their schedule.
We. Which one are we going through? We
The
going through
Vikings.
the. Okay.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
But then they played the Saints.
Forgot we were doing that.
Then they play a night game against the Broncos. That's another L. Night game against the Bears. That's another L because they've lost to them twice now. Or you said they'll split. So
I think they'll lose the
8 o'clock.
prime. the
These are
prime
the
They
prime
have
game.
they have a 8 o'clock game next week. 8 o'clock game next week. 4 o'clock game. The next one's against the Bengals. I don't care when o'clock game. That's a lose. Then they play December 24th. The Lions are going to beat them on Christmas Eve. Then they're going to lose an 8 o'clock game on New Year's to the Packers. They're not going to be good this year.
They're going to win that game.
Oh, yeah,
Dude,
hold on. We got some.
I'm
comments.
sorry on New Year's Eve. You're losing.
I'm
Kirk
sorry
Cousins.
to tell you. I don't care how bad Kirk Cousins is. The Vikings
When the
are
lights go on,
the
and sun
Vikings are
goes
going
down.
to win that game.
The-
against the Packers. They're
Dylan
going to win the
says-
game.
Raiders are horseshit. Gene says the NFL
Raiders are horseshit.
is telling you that under on Atlanta and Las Vegas, both teams will suck. Desmond Ritter's trash, and then
I agree.
he says throw him off the show. Roquan Smith is greater than Jonathan Taylor.
Whoa.
Good.
But he
Well,
says
gooder's not
he
a
said-
word, buddy. So I automatically win the argument.
better. I'm sorry, he didn't say good.
Okay, then I.
All right. off the
Gene
show.
says he said he'll pull his MacBook up right now to shut this dude up. He said he's the second best linebacker in football.
No.
And apparently
No,
you said
That's
outside
so-
linebacker.
Who said that? Who said that?
Hold on. You said outside linebacker.
He's an outside linebacker on Madden.
He's a middle linebacker.
I said middle linebacker first, and then I said he's outside because
Then he put the MLB like a middle linebacker is
Well-
greater than running back. I'm just reading off the comments.
okay.
Gene says that.
Who said he's the second best linebacker in the league? Because they need.
Gene says he's
Well,
the second.
well, Gene,
best
buddy, you need
linebacker.
execution styled.
There's pass rushers alone as the most pass rushing linebackers that are the top of the league. Micah Parsons,
Yeah, if we're
TJ Watt, Fred Warner's a better linebacker than Roquan Smith.
So is
as a
Shaq
field
Leonard.
general.
so is Shaq Leonard.
Healthy Shaq Leonard.
I'm
was up
biased,
there.
obviously, but I don't care. He's only been not healthy for one full season.
Yeah, that's why I said
he
healthy.
played like. Did he even play last year, Shaq? I think he played in one game and forced a turnover.
All I know is the Falcons are not going to be shit. They should probably. I think they're going to be the best team in that division. They probably should. They have The
I
49
disagree.
they're like the baby 49ers right now. They're building a solid defense all around the board. They have a solid offensive line. They have 2 good running backs. They have a great receiver that's young on a rookie deal. They have a great tight end that's young on a rookie deal.
He says, I don't count edge rushers as linebackers.
Well,
that's what they're called.
They are.
They are called linebackers.
I don't when I rank them and stuff, I put them as their own little thing, but they are linebackers.
I put them as that pass rushers / edge, but they're considered linebackers.
Mm-hmm.
If we're talking about coverage linebackers, Roquan Smith's top 5, but he's not top 2.
And if we're talking about coverage middle linebacker or even middle linebackers in general that aren't edge rushers, they are not more important than running backs. That's a dying breed. You're running into nickel offenses that are running 6D backs because if running backs are going irrelevant, why do I need a big guy in the middle of the field to stop the run?
Exactly.
I don't. I have those guys on the D line, and I have 6 nickel defensive backs.
And that's why guys like Fred Warner
are so elite because
Shaq Leonard are
the only
so
real
elite
linebacker better than him is Fred Warner.
Well, that's
TJ Watt and Micah are edge rushers.
That's absolutely crazy because if you line up the stats, Shaq Leonard is better than Fred Warner in every single category on defense. Every single category except for games played. Heading into last season, he had less games played and more than him in every single category that means anything.
Fred Warner's an impact guy. I'm not saying Leonard's not, but he's not a guy that shows up on the stat sheet too much. He stops holes, he plugs holes, he makes their defense up to the next level. He makes big plays. He's also on a more loaded defense that gets way more. Other people get shine.
They can't just. They got to focus on Nick Bosa.
Yeah,
and they have other. They have a whole defensive line that can get.
They have Eric Armstead.
I wanted to say Armstrong. I knew that was wrong. That's why
we got
tackle.
We got Gene.
It's
in the pod about to add him in here.
We'll be able to hear him through our headsets.
Yeah, you should be able to hear him. Give me 1 second, Gene. I'm trying to get this set up here. Can you hear us? Okay.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you guys perfect.
What's going on, Gene?
What's popping? I just need to talk to the guy that literally just said, well, he's an outside linebacker on Madden. Watch the football games. Let's start there. First of all, if you think that running back is a more important position in the NFL than middle linebacker, I could pull up some contracts that'll tell you a lot different. Running back is the more dying breed because the only time a running back is valuable in the NFL is when you draft them on a rookie contract and run them into the carpet. Linebacker, listen, I understand what you're saying when you bring up the fact that linebacker is a dying breed because it is. Because teams used to run 4-3s and now they're running nickel where you have 3 corners and 2 safeties on the field. But that doesn't mean that the middle linebacker, the quarterback of your defense, the person that's calling out the plays on your defense is not more important than a running back that they can replace with someone in the backfield. Jonathan Taylor and Shaq Leonard were terrible last year. Don't lie to yourself.
No. I'll agree. Jonathan Taylor had a terrible year. I've said that, and they've heard me say that.
Wasn't Shaq Taylor out all year?
Shaq Leonard played 1 game and his ankle was
my bad.
His ankle was still hurt, and then that's why did he even play a game? Look it up, Trey.
He did. He played a game last year. He was hurt. He was hurt throughout the whole year. He got into 3 games. He started 1 of them, and yes, I get it. He was hurt the whole year. But Roquan Smith came into his prime. What's Roquan Smith? 25, 26 years old?
I love Roquan Smith.
Contract. I believe he just turned 25.
I love Roquan Smith. He's not better than Shaq Leonard.
I mean, if you want to talk about a lifetime achievement award, you might be right. Going forward, though, I'm taking Roquan. Roquan Smith.
Well, you'll lose, buddy.
The reason the contracts differentiate, though, is because there's a lot of talent at running back. I'm looking at the top 10 right now, linebackers that are ranking at least. Bobby Wagner is on here. That's why there's
30-something years old.
That's why there's a contract deficit or discrepancy.
So
there.
What's the problem with Bobby Wagner being on there?
Because Bobby Wagner is old as dirt. You got running backs that are more talented and more valuable to their team than Bobby Wagner.
Incorrect. But let's just talk about Bobby Wagner since you want to bring him up. He had 1 year in LA on a bad team in a bad system before 2 years ago when he was on Seattle and he had 135 tackles.
Oh,
and
still a beast.
Off my head. I'm not looking anything up. I think it's 135. I could be wrong. Let's find out. I can look it up in 10 seconds.
He had 170 total.
Okay, so you're telling me that that had 140 tackles last year on a bad Rams team is not a good linebacker. He's old as dirt.
Oh, on the Rams, I was talking about he did have 140 tackles, and I get it, but I'm just saying he's washed, he's old, he's not as good as he once was.
Why is he washed?
I don't
He's not
agree with
ready
him
to
being washed. I think he's still good. He's still top 10. I think the way I'm taking from what Trey said is the way running backs come into the league, you can get 3 or 4 guys that can be quality starters every year in every single draft. Linebackers, you don't get that. You might get one stud linebacker every 2 years, every year, maybe.
Bobby Wagner used to get double digits on every stat almost across the board. He had in his last year in Seattle, he had 3 tackles for losses and 3 quarterback hits. He brought it up last year, but they also have Aaron Donald getting doubled every time he's on the field. He had 7 the year before TFLs and 11 quarterback hits. The year before, that was a good year. He had 7 TFLs and 4 quarterback hits, 6 TFLs, 8 quarterback hits. And then before that, you got Legion of Boom, his prime. He's on the downfall by a lot. He's out there as a big name, someone to scare them. He's not.
The only way that you're judging the linebacker is tackle for losses.
I mean, if you just get tackles, I mean, yeah, you're going to be on the field, but that's not as much measurement as it could be. DeQuell Jackson led the league in tackles one year. Where he's at?
R.I.P. He died. He died when he was 25 years old.
On the Colts?
Got him some slack.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
He got in the car wreck.
I didn't know that. I just know that the next year he wasn't great. He was not great the next year.
He got in a car wreck and died.
Not the next year, though, right?
Because he had a really good year, and then he got in a car wreck and died.
Then I'm mistaken there. But I just know that like leading the league in tackles is one thing, but leading the league TFLs, those are big stats. Let me see. I'm trying to find
So basically, what you're saying, Trey, and I don't know if you agree with this, Gene. I kind of, to an extent, you're saying that linebackers are harder to come by and running backs aren't as hard to come by.
Yeah. So
like, why would that make the argument that Jonathan Taylor is better than?
Because he brought up contracts.
I wasn't. Did I say better?
Yeah.
Because if I said the word better, then I'm still right. Because Jonathan Taylor, they're both top 5 at their position. They're both top 5 at their position. So better, I guess, is.
So would you say you think Jonathan Taylor is more valuable to the Colts than Roquan
to
Smith
the Colts? Yes, to the Colts. If he goes somewhere else, if the Ravens,
in general, would you say Jonathan Taylor is more valuable than Roquan Smith? If we just put him on 2 random teams,
nope.
It depends on the team.
It
really depends on the team, because if he's going to a team that has an elite pass game, then obviously Jonathan Taylor's not going to be as valuable there. Because he's just going to need.
Roquan Smith has 7 to 8 years left in the league. Jonathan Taylor has 2 to 3. Book it.
2 to 3.
That's absolutely
2 to 3
insane.
In the league total.
Look at the running back shelf life.
When did Zeke get paid? What year was that?
Jonathan Taylor has never missed a game in his career until last year. He's one of the most healthy running backs I've ever seen in my entire life.
I know. Well, what year Zeke got paid? What year did he get paid?
Le'Veon Bell was the same way. What happened?
After his 4th year, I think.
His 4th year. And what year is Zeke on right now?
7th.
Year 7.
He's
So
done.
3 more years after his contract. I mean, and he's fighting to make a roster spot on teams right now.
He's not fighting. Nobody wants him.
Exactly. I mean,
the Patriots want him.
Yeah, I see he was just but he
could back up Ramondre Stevenson. Great guy right there.
I
think Ramondre's great.
That'd be fine. I like Ramondre. They lost Damian Harris, so they need a guy.
Once they switched the role, I remember in fantasy for years, it's always been Damian Harris the starter. Once he went down and Ramondre took off, bro, man, waiver wire king right there.
Fuck you! You still lost to me.
Yeah, but he's a dog. He was a dog. I ended up grabbing him and trading him for somebody else, but I still grabbed him.
Okay, for an example, would you consider the Colts a pass heavy team?
No,
a run heavy team.
That's why he said that he's more valuable to.
So if you send if you send Jonathan Taylor to the Baltimore Ravens,
he'd literally probably win close to an MVP again.
Yeah, he'd be more valuable to your team than Roquan is to your team.
I don't think so.
Your team is loaded with linebackers. Young linebackers.
I don't know the answer to this, so I'm asking a legitimate question. How good was the Ravens defense before Roquan got there? Elite. And he got there still elite. How much better were
our worst position is linebacker on defense.
Okay, so you got a good linebacker.
That's arguable.
And
your interior defensive line is horrible compared to your linebackers.
It is. He's right about that.
You have great linebackers.
Oh yeah.
You guys have a vet in Justin Houston who still gets.
We don't have Justin Houston.
Okay, so you have David.
You did last year.
That hasn't even seen maybe 2 or 3 games.
Yeah, he also tore his fucking Achilles in the combine, and you guys knew that and still drafted
but
him. So what's that mean? He's a fucking
But
dog.
he's supposed to be
He's a
better, and he's only
dog.
played 3 games.
Yeah, he's
Odafe is a beast too.
give him a play. Give him a play.
I would say, yeah, that's interior.
Let me ask you guys a question. How good was Kyle Hamilton before they traded for Roquan Smith?
He was a rookie.
Last year.
Rookies are always better after the bye.
Kyle
every
Hamilton
season.
was the best safety out of this draft by far. Roquan Smith got
Yeah, baby, go Notre Dame.
Yeah, he's a dog. He's there. He was
Got
supposed
it.
to be their
I
nickel
love
guy.
Kyle Hamilton. I'll go to.
So before
love that guy.
Roquan Smith, you got Patrick Queen that struggled.
Patrick Queen is still a good guy.
Still
you got-
solid
you draft- You
linebacker.
drafted Trenton Simpson. You have David Ajabo. You have Odafe Owe. You have Tyus Bowser. That's like 5 linebackers that are better than most people's second guy.
That's true.
I wouldn't say Tyus Bowser's all that.
He's
I
a
mean,
good
he's
back.
a lot
Odafe
better.
Owe just emerged. I wouldn't put them. I still don't.
Sorry,
see
he's been on my radar for a while because I watch a little bit of football before they hit the league, and they don't
So,
all come
I
in
don't-
first year. But Odafe Owe is a dog. He has been
Yeah.
a dog. David
He's been-
I
Ajabo
think
is
they have
going
potential
to be
to be a better.
Trenton
Before
Simpson is
Roquan
going to
Smith's
be a
there.
dog.
I don't see that the linebackers are better than.
You guys would have a top 5 to 7 linebacker core without Roquan.
Yeah.
Especially moving forward.
Even if you do think it's weak, it's still better than most teams. It might be weak in your opinion because of coming from Ray Lewis and Terrell Suggs.
And why is it
For
still
years.
good compared to most teams? Because linebackers are a dying breed. If you're
And
gonna,
if you have 5 solid ones, then there you go. You're
yeah,
set.
you only need 2 or 3 in today's era. that can get to
Roquan's
the
great.
quarterback.
I'm not trying to take anything away from Roquan. He's great, but I'm just saying if he came to the Colts and then JT went to the Ravens, Ravens offense would be absolute. I mean, Lamar Jackson would win an MVP because of how little he's already won an MVP.
I don't see the Baltimore's offense being any different than it is right now.
It wouldn't be different. It would be a lot better though.
Yes.
The difference wouldn't
just
change
don't-
because you're already run heavy. But you know what would be able to change when
The
you guys
biggest
run
problem
the
with this
pistol.
the biggest problem with the conversation that you guys are having is very simple, right? It's your opinion based fact. You keep bringing up David Ajabo. I want you to Google David Ajabo's name and read the first article that pops up under Sports Illustrated. It says, "Is David Ajabo the biggest bust out of the last year's draft?" He wasn't good last year, but you're just using him as a name because he was a 2nd-round draft pick.
Did he,
He
play
wasn't,
last year?
he wasn't good last
I
year
think
because
he
he
played-
tore his Achilles in the draft combine. Give him a break. He's a 2nd-round pick. He's a fast speed rusher. He's what
He-
the league is
he
going
was
to.
projected
to be
He is just as good when they hit their primes as Nolan Smith is going to be. They are
No,
the
it's
same.
not. That is
He was
laughable.
projected
That
to be
is
a
a
top
laughable
15
comment.
pick. Was he not top
He
10?
was projected to be a
The
top
only reason he was projected to be a top 15 pick is because he played opposite of Aiden Hutchinson, and all the doubles at Michigan went to Aiden Hutchinson. And last year, Aiden Hutchinson showed you why he was the better edge rusher on that team. David Ajabu played on the opposite side versus right tackles in college football and had no double teams because they always had to shift to Aiden Hutchinson. Don't lie to yourself and pretend that David Ajabu is better than what he is. Watch Michigan football and tell me if you think David Ajabu's this Nolan Smith type player. There's no way. You can Google it. He played opposite Aiden Hutchinson,
I
and he
know where
wasn't.
played.
Let's see.
I didn't say anything about Ojabo. Just saying.
I wouldn't either.
But-
Good call.
But a
Good
guy
call,
with a
Madden.
oh no, hold on.
I'm
Let
kidding.
me pull this up too before I even say.
I gotta get going soon, boys.
Gotcha.
I gotta pick up the lady dinner, or she's gonna be awfully pissed.
David Ajabu is going to be a bust in the NFL.
He
Sorry.
played one regular season game last year.
So that article, in my opinion, is bullshit because he hasn't had a real chance to even show him what he can do. Granted, he might still be he still might end up being a bust, but as of right now, you can't really call him a bust, knowing they knew he was going to miss almost the entire season.
It was actually
No way he played in the playoff game after missing the entire season.
January 8th.
Then against who?
The Bengals. I think it was our
What was the score?
27-16.
That might have been the playoff game.
I just don't think it's fair to say that Ajabo, you can count him as being good when he hasn't played. Now, granted, he has been injured, but I don't consider that to help out my linebacker core to say that that's not the weakest link on the position of the team.
Mason Taylor's comments spot on. The argument is who's more valuable. If a running back is easily replaced as a middle linebacker, as you said, is harder to come by. Middle linebacker is a more valuable position. Top middle linebacker is more valuable.
Now, fuck Mason Taylor.
Mason Taylor's telling you the truth, brother.
I know. I'm just kidding. He's my buddy.
Yeah, he's telling you the truth though. Middle linebackers in football aren't a dime a dozen. Running backs are. Running backs are very easily replaceable. And as much as you like Jonathan Taylor, let's look at the. You know what's funny? I'm going to do this for fun, just for you guys. Which is 2023 right now, so we're talking about 3 years from the 2019 season. Okay, so there's the 2019 rushing leaders for the NFL. So outside of Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb, and Chris McCaffrey, who are the three running backs in their prime, let's go through it. Zeke, Chris Carson, Leonard Fournette, Joe Mixon, Josh Jacobs, Dalvin Cook, Marlon Mack. If you really want to be smart about it, you can look at 2019 and just say the three running backs that are top of the NFL are still at the top of the NFL. And
Five of those guys are 5 to 6 of those guys are still at the top of the NFL, though, in my opinion.
5 or 6 of what guys?
Josh Jacobs and Dalvin Cook, you said.
Dalvin Cook's not even on a team, bro.
That has nothing to do with his talent. He's still a top 10 running back in the league.
I don't think so.
This was my point. The highest paid linebackers in the league, Roquan Smith, of course, Shaq Leonard, Fred Warner. Outside of those guys, Tremaine Edmonds is a good linebacker, but he's not elite. CJ Mosley is up there at next, not good. Olukon for the Jags, not great. Matt Milano, end of his career, he's
I see your argument. I can't
Jerome
hate your
Baker,
argument.
Bobby Okereke, Devondre Campbell is a good name, but he's like 10th on here and 30 years old. Demario Davis is 35.
And
then you got Drake Greenlaw. These names are not great.
Demario Davis is better than the 6 guys above him.
Trey, you're reading names out and saying they're not great. I question whether you even watch them play football.
Bobby Okereke is not an elite talent.
Whoa, buddy. Whoa. Bobby Okereke played fucking great last year without Shaq there. He took over the number 1 linebacker spot and did a great job.
That's fine.
That's why he got a fat
linebackers
contract.
In the league that are way better than him. People did that too. Alex Highsmith, is that his name for the Steelers? Did just the same thing with TJ Watt out better. And he's not on this list.
Did you say he did it better than TJ Watt did?
No, he did it better than Bobby Okereke came in and filled in.
I thought that's what he was saying too. I was like,
Alex Highsmith did way better filling in for his top guy than Bobby Okereke. He kept them together.
It's a different position.
What I'm saying is that it's the same thing with the running back. CJ Mosley is the 4th, 5th best guy paid. After him, it's Olukon.
Okay, but he got a bogus contract 2 years ago.
Bro, Tremaine Edwards. You're talking about Tremaine Edwards. You said he wasn't that good. Tremaine Edmonds, it looks like I always call him Edwards. I have no idea why, but Tremaine Edmonds looks like he was built out of a linebacker factory. The guy's he's 6'5".
If Ryan Shazier here never got hurt, those two would be absolutely dominating together.
T Rose says he needs to stop smoking that vape pipe.
I just don't get what you guys. Jermaine Pratt, like there's people on here. TJ Edwards is probably one of the better linebackers on here. He's like 20th on this list. Caden Ellis for
You're talking about for contracts, right? You're talking about contracts.
Yeah, they're valued this high, bro. Why do we have CJ Mosley? Olukon is not a top 10.
CJ Mosley got his deal after he left the Ravens. He was one of the highest paid linebackers. That's the reason he's so high up on that list.
And then you got Olukon on here. He's not supposed to be up here this high. Jerome Baker for the Dolphins should not be this high.
Are we not saying that teams aren't going to overpay linebackers?
There's an awful fucking
because there's a need for it. You know what I'm saying? People think, because it's the best available, they're going to pay him the most. It's just the same thing with NBA. No names are getting stupid fat contracts.
You bring something to the table and these guys don't in the NBA. Jordan Poole gets a fat contract. People are like that. You bring something just because you're Jerome Baker does not bring elite level talent to the Dolphins defense.
Oh, Jerome Baker.
He's not even the best linebacker on the team.
Who said he was?
I'm just saying he's a high.
They have another one. Raekwon Davis. Is that who it is?
They have the dude from the Broncos. I'm not drawing right now.
You're counting edge rushers again. Don't do that.
I mean, this is all linebackers here.
I know, but what you're doing is so. First of all, if it's all linebackers, you're looking at a lot of linebackers that are still on rookie deals that aren't getting paid yet. You talk about Micah Parsons if you're going to count him as a linebacker. Bradley Chubb is who you're talking about from Denver. But you're counting edge rushers. I'm not. When I look at linebackers, I don't look at them as edge rushers. I'm looking at interior linebackers. And when you look at interior linebackers in the league, there's Fred Warner. And listen, I know you like Shaq Leonard. I put him third. I love the guy. But there's Fred Warner, there's Roquan Smith, and there's Shaq Leonard.
Yeah, three guys. That's it.
But they are no, that's not three guys because Demario Davis is there, Levante David is there, Matt Milano is still a good player, Bobby Wagner's still a good player, Trey Greenlaw is a good player, Tremaine Edwards is 25 years old and built in a linebacker factory.
If those three guys are in a tier of their own, they're A tier and no one's B tier. No one is close to them.
Well, if they're A tier, right, and they are A tier, if they're A tier, Jonathan Taylor is A tier for a running back. And you look at the money that they're going to pay the A tier linebackers versus what they're going to pay to A tier running backs because running backs are replaceable and linebackers aren't.
Elite linebackers are not replaceable.
And
Elite
Roquan Smith is an elite linebacker.
Yeah, and the elite running backs are also not replaceable.
They're super replaceable.
When's the last time a team replaced an elite running back successfully?
What's defined as elite? I need that.
That's fine. I could do that. I got you. Listen, no hands, no Google. Todd Gurley. Next year they went to Super Bowl.
They didn't replace their elite running back, though.
They didn't have to because the running back didn't matter.
Yeah, their defense did, and it carried them all the way there, and that's why they had 3 fucking points in that Super Bowl.
No, and then they won the Super Bowl 3 years later.
Their defense.
Okay, that offense was number 3 in the NFL that year.
Yeah, and then what did it do when
Belichick made Sean McVay look like a little boy? That has nothing to do with them not.
That has a big thing to do with it. And no, Todd Gurley was he not in that Super Bowl? And he ran like shit.
Barely played,
and he ran like shit. But he still was the top rusher on the team.
They're literally using Dallas. DeMarco Murray to Zeke to Pollard. They do it all the time.
Pollard's not an elite running back, and neither was Zeke. They didn't go from elite running back to elite running back.
Zeke was an elite running back for 4 years, bro.
Zeke had a good offensive line in the first year. He didn't have the top offensive line in the league. He fell off.
Zeke fell off because his legs fell off. Had nothing to do with his O-line.
It had a lot to do with his O-line.
Bina says cap.
The truth.
I would. It depends on what, like I said, you define as an elite.
Dalvin Cook is an elite running back. He's not going to be replaced. Todd Gurley didn't get replaced. Adrian Peterson didn't get replaced until they redrafted. You're not just going to replace an elite running back with an elite running back, or even someone who can.
So, what are you defining as an elite running back? Is what he's trying to ask you.
Yeah, like a Christian McCaffrey, a guy who can lead your team.
There's no.
I won't lie though. Christian McCaffrey got traded, and the Panthers' running game was completely fine.
They didn't replace him.
They kind of did. They used 2 guys.
They also were in the worst division in football. Look where half their rushing yards came from.
They are the worst division in football now.
But the problem with what you're saying is you want to replace one running back with one running back, but that's not what happens in the NFL anymore, Trey. They replace one running back with 3, and the running back room gets better. Like, guys, look at the last 5 to 6 Super Bowl winners. Tell me who their running back was. Isaiah Pacheco, Cam Akers, Darrell Henderson on that team. We can go with James White, Leonard Fournette. They all stink.
I don't know if you were here for this earlier, but my buddy Mason Taylor in the comments, he sent a graphic, and it's every running back for the last from 2009 to 2022. The one who made the most was Percy Harvin, 2.5 million.
That's one thing I do say. I don't think you have to pay your running back, but you have to have a good one. You can't just slap guys in there like.
I mean, all these guys on this list were good though. Every single one.
Isaiah Pacheco for the Chiefs. Yeah, that's a great starting running back in the Super Bowl. He's going to be great. He ran great. He played great.
Every running back on that list got paid not a lot of money, and every single running back on that list was a good running back.
Cam Akers, I don't like.
So well, besides Cam Akers,
Leonard Fournette played great that Super Bowl run. Damian Williams for the Chiefs was solid. Isaiah Pacheco took over the starting role and still played great all season long. Sony Michel was great in the Super Bowls that the Patriots played. You kept saying James White. He won the biggest.
Sony Michel retired this week.
James White is the person who scored the winning touchdown on that comeback.
I still have not seen
what you're making my point. You don't need elite running backs. Thank you, Trey. I appreciate you making my point. You don't need elite running backs to win. No one cares.
You have to play. Those people performed in the playoffs when the time came down like elite talent.
Because there's 75 running backs that can play in the NFL and perform. That's the problem. There's about 14 linebackers.
I don't think that's true.
Okay, there's about 2 or 3 on every single team. The Philadelphia Eagles have 4, Trey. 4.
Not good. They do not have. They have one decent running back.
They have
That's it.
DeAndre Swift, Rashad
Decent.
Penny. They have
Not
Kenneth Gainwell and Boston
Not good.
Scott. All
Not
4 of them
good.
can play football.
You're sucking dick, Trey.
No.
That's
Bro,
crazy.
look at
All
these
4 of
guys.
them not good.
Boston Scott starts a whole season for a team. He has 600
DeAndre
fucking
Swift,
yards.
good.
DeAndre Swift is average.
Kenneth
He got
Gainwell,
benched.
great 2 to 3 guy. Great at as being a 2 or 3.
Just
Bro,
because
you look at Deontay Foreman and
If Kenneth Gainwell went to the Ravens, he'd be the best running back on the in the room.
yeah, because he'd play. You know what he would have? 600 rushing yards, 300 receptions, and 4 total touchdowns.
Yes, Edwards and Will.
Bro, I think Tyler Algier ran for over 1,000 yards last year.
And the
don't
Falcons
need
have one of the best offensive lines in football.
Correct. That's my point. You don't need great running backs. They're not valuable. That's why none of them are getting paid.
They
The
are,
only running
you
backs
don't
that are
need a great
good-
running back. You just need to pay 5 great guys because offensive line paychecks are going up.
Offensive line is what protects your quarterback, your most valuable piece.
And we got Mason that says, I don't see how this convo, the NFL is literally showing us the truth about running backs are plug and play.
Plug and play.
I've been saying running backs are by committee. I've been saying that all year long. They are by committee until there's very few that aren't. Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs.
Just look at the teams that don't
Josh
have
Jacobs
these
is
good
terrible.
run games.
Josh Jacobs was terrible up until last year. Everybody looks at Josh Jacobs having one good season last year for Las Vegas and forgets the fact that he played in the Hall of Fame game and they were trying to replace him before the season even started. Yeah, he had a great year. Devontae Adams stretched the top and he had a great year, but don't lie to yourself and pretend that Josh Jacobs is a great running back. He's not. Flash in the pan running backs are a dime a dozen.
Dino's, of course, the Cowboys fan that says you need an elite O-line.
Yeah, you do need a lead line. I just don't think running backs are a dime a dozen or the Bills would have won a Super Bowl by now. They can't run the ball when the game gets tough. If the game is tough, we have to kill some clock or even just get 4 yards. And the Bills can't do that every fucking year, and it shows. Every team.
Singletary ran for 4.6 yards per carry. They didn't give him the ball.
Devin Singletary's a fucking bum. I wouldn't trust that dude.
I'm not
with-
saying he's good or not. He ran for 4.6 yards per carry, and they didn't give him the ball. That's the problem. You can
Because
bring
they
up
didn't-
running backs.
because
You
they
can bring up
couldn't
running backs
trust
all you
him.
want.
I've caved in at this point, Gene. I agree. You've proved your point, and I get what you're saying. Like if I'm doing a draft and I'm drafting a team, there's only 3 or 4 good linebackers, elite. So I'm gonna obviously take Roquan before I take JT because I can still get a running back. I
didn't realize you were a Colts fan, so I kind of understand where you're coming from now.
It's okay. It's okay. I get it.
I was laying in my bed watching the Phillies, and I turned on the Guys Huddle because I love the show, and I heard Roquan Smith isn't as valuable as Jonathan Taylor, and I lost my freaking mind.
He's letting spit out the drink and everything.
In that case, yeah, if you were drafting a team, you're obviously going to take the linebacker first. I just think based on last year, you saw how terrible the Colts were without him.
Yeah.
And you saw how good the Ravens were, and they were still just everybody knows they're elite anyway when Roquan gets there. I still thought it was a good pickup for him and everything. So I get what you're saying.
That's where our second round pick went this year. When everybody's like, "Oh, you guys didn't have a second round pick,"
Well,
Roquan Smith.
It's better than the second round pick in my opinion.
100%, you're right. Roquan Smith's way better than a second round pick. Top 10 pick.
Well, Gene, we appreciate you hopping on the show with us today. We about to cut it out today. We almost had an hour and a half here. Appreciate the support. For those
Thanks
you don't
for having me
know,
on.
Gene's gonna be on with us Thursday. On the guys Empire debate show there. Make sure you tune in. That's at 10:00, and make sure you check out the guys on Sunday with Nick. Got the wrestling podcast.
Yeah, I'll be back this Sunday. Hell yeah!
Is that after SummerSlam?
No, the show the Sunday show.
Yeah, the day after SummerSlam.
Can I ask? Can I before you guys get off air? Can I ask the wrestling guy a question?
Yes, sir.
So I just need to understand this. Who takes the belt from Roman?
I can't answer that at this time. I think it won't be Jay Saturday.
I agree with you.
I don't know. I hear a lot of people saying Gunter. Fuck that.
I hope that doesn't happen.
I'll be pissed. I think Gunter's cool and all, but no.
You know who I think would need to take it? I think deserves to take it, even though they say you can't technically take it because he's already been pinned by the champion. I think Seth Rollins deserves to take it.
That's a thing.
Look,
You can't win the belt.
I believe it was in some kind of contract clause.
Oh,
I love that. I would love for Seth to lose Sunday to Finn, go have surgery on his shit, come back whenever. Maybe he comes back at the Royal Rumble and wins the Rumble, and then he takes on Roman and then wins. I think that'd be cool.
Yep.
But I don't know if he can.
It's by technicality. I think if you've been pinned by the champion, then you can't. I think there was some kind of contract clause, unless there's a loophole somewhere.
That's stupid. The only person that, if that's the thing, I wasn't watching at that time. So
I
when that was
remember Zach
established.
talking about that. Gene, I don't know how much you keep up with wrestling, but
I don't
if
think
that's the
that's
thing,
accurate because Cody was pinned by Roman, and Cody is going to be the one that fights him at WrestleMania in Philadelphia. You can book that right now.
yeah, probably. Unless there's a
unless loophole.
in my opinion, the only person who makes any sense to actually beat him legitimately is either Seth or Brock Lesnar.
I don't want to see Brock Lesnar.
I would love it. I love Brock Lesnar.
I feel like we've seen that so many times. It's like John Cena and Randy Orton.
I think Cody Rhodes takes it from WrestleMania in Philadelphia.
I think that'd be nice for sure. For sure.
I
hope he doesn't hold the belt that much longer.
I hope that happens, but
100%.
he's gonna hold it.
Bina, John Cena, Bina, you're out of this one, man. We can't take any more takes.
Yo, if you come out to WrestleMania in Philadelphia, you let me know. I'll make sure you got a place to stay.
Hey, I believe there's a
Damn.
handful of our crew are coming out.
Yeah, Patrick's definitely going every time. Every time from now on, Patrick's not
I
missing.
live
that
outside
scene.
Philly. You hit me up. I'll make sure you got a place to stay.
Yes, sir. We appreciate that, Gene. Like I said, for those that don't know, check out Wire to Wire. Gene, what's your schedule like for Wire to Wire? How do you
Packed.
guys-
Wednesday night, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Y'all make sure to check out that podcast. Show some love. If y'all ain't following his page, make sure you follow, or else we're fighting. No, I'm just playing.
Gene is on everything.
I swear.
Gene is live 7 days a week on some show somewhere. Don't let him lie about only being Wednesday.
If you go to bed after you watch the Guys Empire debate show and you wake up the next morning, Gene's on the show.
He's on something.
Thursday mornings, coffee reports. Thank you, though.
Yeah, no, y'all have a good one. We're out of here.
Peace.